Getting ready for CES.
Yeah.
Tell us sort of what your plans in terms of your activations,
Sure.
the partners that are coming, who those people are, what you think they want to get out of it, and what you're presenting to them.
Yeah, so what we call the annual pilgrimage to Vegas. Come right out of the holidays and you go right into the world's largest trade show, consumer electronics show that there is. When you look at CES can be terribly overwhelming for someone to just go in there on their own. And we recognized that about 5 years ago. The term partner is thrown around very liberally in this industry, and we try to bring extra value wherever we can in the relationships that we have with the agencies as well as the brands that we support. And so we look at CES and we look at that as an opportunity to do exactly that, and that is to condense the world's largest consumer electronics show into something that's maybe more directly related to the folks that we bring, the clients that are already there or the folks that we bring with us. And so we'll look at CES, we'll go there days in advance, research, look at all the different booths, look at all the different things that are taking place, and then bring them out on the floor, and we'll take them to those various areas. So whether it's Google's moving car, or whether it's the fantastic Audi that we saw, or it's a connected refrigerator, doesn't matter. We'll bring them what we think is the absolute coolest stuff. So the second way that we do that is we'll set up what we call as our innovation lounge. And we'll partner with someone that we think is doing something very, very cool. Little Star, which is a virtual reality company. Our friends at Nielsen that we've partnered with for 6 years now in various different functions and forms. We'll set them up in a suite close to the trade show floor, where people can actually rest their feet, they can have a beverage, and they can actually see some of what we think is absolutely the coolest technology in media today. 5 years ago, we saw connected TV as one of those next great frontiers. It's like that's a big screen that's in everybody's living room. It has sight, sound, and motion to it. It's connected to the internet. Netflix and all these other great places have done some really phenomenal content, and streaming content is at its very best. And so we're at the forefront of that, have been for 5 years, and we continue to think that when you combine connected TV along with connected mobile, along with connected PC, that probably this next great frontier is when you blend all those together, what do you get? And so we're taking all the fragmentation and we're aggregating all that, and we're bringing that to scale. And even though we've been doing that for now 3 or 4 years, I think that this year we're seeing a real groundswell of activity around that. And so I think it continues to be about connected screens. The consumer today is truly in control. And I think what's really happening is that there is so much content out there. There's more content than can ever be consumed. And somebody really needs to bring that all together. And there needs to be measurement against that. And so I think that as we start to work with folks like Nielsen, we start to work with all these different third parties, and we're partnering with so many of them that are so brilliant right now, being able to bring an actual measurement against that and being able to reach that, the connected consumer on what's literally millions of devices, billions of times, across hundreds and thousands of pieces of content. I mean, that's no small task, and that's what today's marketer is faced with. If we can help them, again, going back to my piece about partnering, if we can help them, then we'll truly be partnering with them and show them just exactly how much they're reaching versus perhaps what they're missing on the regular television, on network television.
And finally, what's popping now in terms of connected TVs? Is it the apps? Is it the OEM's own interface? Yeah. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, so there's so many more apps, and I kind of call that. So let's face it. So many people are streaming into Netflix, and that connected screen, that UI, the user interface before they go into Netflix, is the marketer's dream, because that's the last gas station, if you will, before they go into an unsponsored environment. And I think that's what we're seeing, that groundswell of activity, that groundswell of interest, is marketers are trying to reach those folks before they go into a place where they can no longer reach them.
Tell me what has led to YuMe's development, deployment of Outstream Units, what that might mean for the company, for the industry, what that trend's all about.
Yeah, so this is almost as if it's another screen. So we've looked at all the different opportunities over the years. We were very early into mobile in terms of video. We were very early into connected TV when it was mobile, with all the apps that were exploding on connected TV. And so this became just an absolute natural where we would partner with a number of different publishers that had not adopted to an Outstream type product. We'll provide our product into them. And it's another way of us to partner with both the agency, the client, in a 100% viewable environment. So there's no question into viewability. It stops and starts when the user comes across it. So there's no question about whether it's a viewable ad or not. And the publishers are looking at this as yet another revenue stream. And agencies are looking at this as yet another way to reach the consumer with the right ad, right time, right place, 100% viewable, fantastic targeting, contextual, geographic, demographic, etc. So we see this as a terrific opportunity. It's a consummate win-win for everyone. For the most part, this is our technology, so it's my direct sales team that's selling this. But if the publisher that we partner with happens to have a direct sales team as well, then certainly they have an option on that inventory. So I think it's the direct sales team on their side, on the publisher side, it's the direct sales team over here on my side, and what we're really selling with this is audiences as opposed to site specific. So again, we want to find that right consumer with the right ad at the right time. The publisher is selling their specific publication.
And finally, Scott, let's talk just a little bit about programmatic and Strata and what you guys are doing, and sort of on the buy side, the sell side.
Right.
YuMe was not traditionally known as a programmatic player. Now you are. Tell us sort of the scope of what you're doing.
Yeah. So I think it's true. We waited a little while. We were not first to market on this. We chose not to. We wanted to see where the other guys were going, so that we could bring something new, something revolutionary to the market, bring something that's just a little bit better. I liken it that YuMe might be a little late to the programmatic game the way that Tesla is late to the auto game. So they brought something that was revolutionary to the marketplace. We can do the same thing. We can bring something that we know that is a trusted source. We've been serving billions. We've been making decisions on ads billions of times for thousands of publishers and thousands of agencies, thousands of brands. Now, this is a time that we look at the marketplace, and what we realize is that this is the time to bring a full stack. Bring an SSP, a DSP, and a DMP. The market is ready for us. I think they've been asking for something else, and I think that we're ready to bring it. I got here about 6 years ago, and I took a look at what the marketplace really required at that time. And even though it was 6 years ago, it seems like ages. The market at that point needed some evangelical work. And with evangelizing, we needed to help marketers determine how best to measure connected video, how best to place it in their media buys, how much of it, how to measure it, how to value it. So it was a very confusing marketplace at that time. It still is. It still remains that same thing. But they needed somebody to help guide them and take them through that. And that was something that we looked at in terms of bringing research to market. You've covered a lot of the research that we've done over the years. And we looked at this as a point of differentiation. And after about a year or so of that, we realized is that we really had something that we could actually brand. And just in the tech business, you have to put a cool acronym against it. So we put WCCS, or World Class Customer Service. And from our tech department to our engineering department to our ops department to our marketing department, especially to the sales department, we've embraced this. And every single one of us has world-class customer service in our mantra. We have it in our vision statement. We have it in all of our decks. We have it when it even made it into the earnings call. Last time we had that giant actually spoke to the market. So we've, I think from soup to nuts, from A to Z, we've embraced world-class customer service.